it's a good setup at the moment. But as I said, we're trying to work on their morale, their belief, their confidence, and just trying to uncomplicate things.
The GAA Hour is sponsored by Paddy Power. For exclusive content from their GAA ambassadors and other high-profile contributors, check out news.paddypower.com.
So after a disappointing opening result, Kerry are on the road again this weekend when they travel to Westmeath for the second round of the Joe McDonagh Cup, and their main man up front, Shane Conway, joins us on the line now. How's it going, Shane?
Hi, good. Nice to meet you.
Come here, it's not the easiest of games now to follow up a poor result like the Antrim one.
No, it wouldn't be the easiest game, but then again, saying that all the games aren't easy. They're all very competitive games, and you're able to win all of them if you put in a good performance. But it's very easy as well to come out the wrong side of it, like above an Antrim.
Yeah. What is the story with Kerry on the road? You start with 2 away games and then you have 2 home games to finish up. And Cheddar Plunkett's on the show here a lot, and he always talks about Kerry being really hard to beat down in Kerry. Is there something psychological going on here?
I don't know if there's something psychological, but I suppose we're used to training there, and everyone else would say the same. It's your home ground. You try and make it some bit of a fortress for teams coming down and make it that bit harder for them to win. And I suppose you wouldn't be tired, or if that even comes into it, there's no travelling. So it's nice. You try and plan a show for all the people that come out to see you as well. So I suppose that bit of atmosphere, the home support, it just drives you on that small bit extra, so you might get the result.
Yeah, maybe it is. And did you go up to Antrim the day before? That's an awful trip for you to have to go up there.
Yeah, we went up to Friday, so it wasn't too bad. No, we normally go up the day before if it's about 3 hours or longer than that. So in fairness, they do look after us. They put us up well before and try and give us as much preparation and rest as we possibly can for games.
Right. Okay. So against Westmeath, will you go up the day before that one, or will you just travel, or will you travel up?
Yeah, we're going up. We're going up to Friday. We're going up to Friday evening, so we get to relax above and just kind of get ready for the game instead of travelling up and being maybe tired and sluggish for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Come here, talk to us about growing up playing hurling in Kerry, because I have to say you only came on my radar from looking from the outside as a leash man with your performances for UCC in the Fitzgibbon, and then you look into it and you've been starring at underage level, obviously for Kerry, won an All-Ireland B under 21, and then you kind of realise when you think of underage stars in Kerry, you're thinking of David Clifford, Sean O'Shea and these fellas.
Yeah, I suppose first of all, when you think of stars, it's definitely football. You turn your head to when it's Kerry, and rightly so, probably because they back it up so often with winning Ireland. But I suppose it's always the same as every other county. You start off playing maybe when you're 4 or 5 in the back lawn or wherever you do start. Did you go to your first training? And it just, for me, family, or my hurling is very big in our family. It's a tradition. My dad played, my brother played, we all kind of played. So just the very minute I was interested in it, and I absolutely love it. So I suppose it was easy for me just to keep practicing because I loved it so much. And thanks be to God that I've had a good enough career so far anyway.
Yeah, and is it frustrating looking at the top counties playing on the TV, and then with the ability you have and you can compete with the inter-county stars in UCC, is it frustrating, when you see the level Kerry are at and trying to get above that level?
I suppose sometimes it can be frustrating, and that's frustrating for every team that maybe isn't making the top grade at the moment, and for every player that would want to be maybe get the chance to play in Croke Park maybe every year or something like that. It'd be very nice. But look, at the moment we're just going to try and focus and get a few performances down in Kerry, and hopefully that we can make Croke Park, and that would be a big dream for me to go out and be in the Joe McDonagh final.
Yeah, no, exactly. It definitely would. So, when you're down in Kerry and you're playing hurling, it's a small enough area, is the hurling area. You're Lixnaw, and Fanoog, then Paul Galvin's club, is the football side of that. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. There's only a small pocket in North Kerry with 8 clubs, and then South Kerry, Kinmare, and them kind of come into it at underage level, and Tralee Parnells and them, but they don't. They take place in the junior and intermediate competitions, but as for seniors, just the 8. And yeah, football, I played in with Fanook, which would be Paul Galvin, named for tomorrow's the club, so there's a strong tradition there as well.
Right, so you play a bit of football too?
Yeah, I play football too whenever we get the chance and we're released from our county duties with hurling.
Right, okay, so that's and you know, when we talk about maybe increasing participation and numbers in Kerry, like, I mean, how difficult is that outside of the hurling area? You know, like, I mean, it's very difficult even in Laois to push hurling on football clubs. Never mind Kerry, which is just steeped in football tradition. Like, is there any way is it possible at all?
Yeah, I suppose, of course, it is. It's very difficult, and in a way that you can't really fault many teenagers when they come to that age, if they are playing hurling in maybe not North Kerry, that football is the main sport, and more than likely South Kerry teams and that are going to be a lot stronger, and they have a great chance of making a Kerry minor team and progressing on to seniors. But the only thing is that this competition, the Joe McDonagh, is good, because if we can get to the final or even get a few performances in and get to Croke Park, maybe some kids might say maybe there is hope for Kerry hurling, and it might get them entertained. And it'd be nice in the league at some point if you could go up to Division 1 and bring down someone big like Kilkenny or Cork and just bring attraction around the place and bring a bit of an atmosphere, and kids might start to like it, and it might take off from there. They might actually choose hurling instead of maybe choosing football.
Is that a big thing people are talking recently, we've discussed it on the show, is that the Joe McDonagh Cup gets no TV coverage at all, and it's a really competitive competition, you know, teams on a very similar level, and it's a tier 2 competition, and like there's only 9 tier 1 teams, so like, I mean, it's a bit of a strange one. What's it like from your point of view? I presume TV coverage is well down your list of reasons that you play, but like, I mean, maybe for the promotion of the game it would help.
Definitely for the promotion of the game it would help, and it is a bit of a pity that our games aren't covered really, but I suppose we at the moment we're not too worried about that, but it would be nice if they could get them covered, maybe just if they only showed a few scores here and there every weekend, because like you said, it's a very competitive championship, and like the games are very close, they're all high scoring, and it might not be as quick at the moment as tier 1, but still I think there definitely should be a small bit of time given to it, and it would promote hurling in the weaker clubs, as we'd say, and it might get more kids involved at underage, and those counties might be able to progress in the future.
Yeah, I presume, like, you could score 10 points against Westmeath this weekend, and you know the Sunday game will come on and there won't even be a mention of it. Like, I mean, I presume that would be a little bit demoralising. Like, you're from a hurling family anyways, it's not going to affect you playing, but you know, a bit of recognition for playing really well is good too.
Yeah, I suppose recognition is what we'd like a small bit, all right. And that just goes back to if they televise a small bit of the game, even on the Sunday game or something, showed a few clips, just pick out small little points about maybe someone playing well or some good work or just good scores in general. Because like I said, it's a high quality game and there is high scoring in it. So definitely I don't think it wouldn't look too bad at all on TV if it was able to be done.
Yeah, because like, I mean, would you be recognised down in Kerry now?
With Kerry people, I suppose I would, because so we've our championship down there, and there's only such a small little pocket of teams that it's easy for people to kind of know who you are, because there's not too many clubs down there for you to be saying, oh, which fella is he? So I suppose it's a small bit easier other than other counties. So you are a small bit, I would be a small bit known, all right, down in Kerry.
Right, okay. Would that be in North Kerry where the hurling is, or would that be the entire county?
I suppose mainly it would be North Kerry, but I'm sure that other people have heard a few things on the radio, like when we were in the county championship last year final and we won it. So that was broadcast on the radio. So I'm sure people are listening. They might hear your name, so they might know of you, but it's not that they know you to see you or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I'd say they definitely know the name. There's no doubt about that. Come here, talk to me about playing with UCC then. So, like, I mean, you're playing with Shane Kingston, Niall O'Leary, Dara Fitzgibbon, Mark Coleman. What was that like? Like, I spoke with Paul Flynn here last week, and he kind of recognised his time in DCU and playing with other players from other counties as a huge turning point in his career.
Yeah, it's definitely a turning point in my career, and it's exciting. Like when you go to training and see those lads that you're seeing on TV week in, week out, playing, and they're alongside you, playing with you, and they're your teammates and your friends now all of a sudden. So it's a massive boost, and kind of playing for UCC, no one really knew me, so there was no pressure on or anything like that. And last year, the management gave me a boost of confidence where they made me captain. So it was just they kind of gave me confidence in a way, that saying that Joy was worth my place, and that they thought a lot of me, which gave me a bit of confidence going on into this year. And the same thing happened where the lads picked me, and they thought that I was able to do a job for them, and I was just delighted to be playing with those sort of players as well, because you learn a lot from them, and it's just small things like that would help you.
Yeah, well, I suppose, and another thing, these lads are on television playing at the highest level, and then you see that you're on a similar level to them. So, you know, it just gives you probably that extra little bit of belief.
Yeah, it certainly does. It just, if any doubts are in your head, you can look across the line and you can see the high quality that's beside you and that's down in front of you and everything, and you can say that you've held your own somewhat with one of the top players and with the top players in the country at the moment. So it's just, yeah, it is. It's definitely nice when you're going out to a game knowing that you've that kind of level there with you and you can bring it on with you. So it's very good, and it improves you.
Come here, a nice little story after you won the Fitzgibbon was a busload from Lixnaw came down to watch the match, and then the whole team went on the beer in Lixnaw on the Monday, was it, after you won it?
Yeah, it was the Monday. Everyone just decided to go down to Lixnaw. We kind of said it Sunday night, but you know that I didn't think it would materialise because we were all out that day. So I thought it was just kind of pub talk, as they call it. But no, we woke up around 11 o'clock and we were on the bus for one, and there was 24 fellas ready to go down to Lixnaw to celebrate with me as well. So it was very special, and it was special because it kind of meant that I meant something to the group, and it was nice as well because everyone from Lixnaw came up a bus load of them, and it was nice for them to get the chance to meet the players and just see the cup and show that Lixnaw does mean something to maybe Cork and all the other clubs as well.
Yeah, I'd say that's caused a stir in the town, definitely on the Monday, a usual quiet Monday in Lixnaw.
Yeah, it wasn't so quiet at all when the UCC bus arrived.
Come here, I was reading comments from Fintan O'Connor. Like, I mean, you said you weren't very well known at the start in UCC. You're known nationally now anyways, and hurling circles you're definitely known about coming up through the ranks. He's saying you're being fouled an awful lot. Like, I mean, so at Joe McDonagh Cup level, like I heard Joe Quaid talking about before the league final that you're an exceptional player, he has to watch you. So I presume you're getting used to being well man-marked and maybe a fella in front of you as well.
Yeah, you get used to that after a while, but it's no different from the way that kind of UCC played, that we kind of played two inside, so you're always facing the third defender, and it's kind of like that in a way. You're just being watched heavily, and sure, look, we do the exact same. Kerry, we have to watch out for certain players because we know if you give them space or anything like that, their ability can shine through, and maybe that would be the difference. So yeah, I'm getting used to it, and it doesn't really. I go out and it doesn't really bother me too much. If someone wants to mark me, they can mark me. It's on the day. If you can get the better of him, it's great. And some days you'll come off and you have a poor day, but hopefully a lot of the days you come off, you'll have a great day.
Yeah. Come here, you're a small enough fella in stature. Like, I mean, does that help you get the frees? Because the reason I say that, a fella called Donny Brennan used to play with Laois, and he was a small enough fella, and his ability to win frees was incredible. And I'm not sure if referees played into that a little bit. We see in football the likes of Michael Murphy, Aidan O'Shea, they struggle to get frees. So do you think that is a reason? Are you actually being fouled?
I think maybe 90% of the time, alright, I'm being fouled. But of course, there's some times where it can come across as being a very soft free because I'm light enough. So if someone hit me, they might throw me a couple of yards or further than if you hit someone like Aidan O'Shea or maybe Walter Walsh, and they might get a small bit of stick because they're a lot taller and they're they're supposed to take maybe more of a beating or more physicality. But no, I think 90% of the time I'd be saying that I don't think refs are being unfair to the opposing team, that I am actually being fouled, and that's for everyone as well.
Yeah, you should have said 99% there instead of 90 there. I'm
Yeah.
you're being fair. Come here, just on that, on your size, you've obviously played a bit of football. Do you find it easier to play hurling with the skill level involved, that size isn't against you, and maybe Gaelic football has gone a little bit more towards athletes that can get up and down the field, or the strength and conditioning, where skill is the predominant factor still in hurling?
Yeah, I suppose hurling is skill. You're heavily reliant on your skill in hurling, and it is you can have one flick of the ball and kind of get a half a yard or maybe more in hurling if you have the right touch. And football, yeah, I do find it hard sometimes when you're up against physical teams, especially kind of when they're defensive teams. It's hard to break teams down and go through them because of if people can be light. But no, I wouldn't say that there's that much of a difference either. I played football. We played championship down in Kerry, and I wouldn't find that it was that challenging. Like when you go up to inter-county, it's hurling. It's even tougher. So I wouldn't really find that it's that much harder in football.
Right, okay. Come here, another question I wanted to ask you about getting fouled a lot. You're the free taker, so often when you get fouled and you have to take the free yourself, do you have to do a little bit of work on that or to compose yourself?
Yeah, I actually, with UCC, I was the free taker, so they got in a fella, Brian Cunningham. George Cunningham got in Brian Cunningham in, and he just had a few tips for he took all the free takers and had a few tips for us just to relax and make sure that you do the exact same thing every single time you're taking a free. It's all about repetition, and I have to say he's after helped me a lot, because every time I take a free, I do the exact same things, and it kind of refocuses me and just calms me down that small, because I'm focusing on every single step that I'm getting, and I kind of forget about actually what I'm supposed to be doing, which is good.
Right.
Sometimes you can overthink it or underthink it if it's a handy free or something like that.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have been doing that before you spoke with him?
Not to the way he was telling me. You go up for an easy free and you might know it's only maybe 10 yards or 21 yards out in front of the goal, so you draw. Normally most people just walk up and hit it straight away. Yeah. Whereas he was telling you just to focus on this one as well, the exact same as you would for maybe one on the 65 inside in the corner or something like that. So it all helps you to focus.
Yeah, no, definitely doing the same thing every time. Come here, what are we expecting this weekend? Because the league final was 12-10, which is a very unusual hurling scoreline. So I presume that was a tactical, cagey affair.
Well, it'll definitely be. I hope that there's more scoring in this game, because the last game there was a gale breeze and then it snowed for all the second half. So it wasn't exactly easy conditions to play in, with 2 weeks in the trot where we were playing in snow, because it snowed as well in Killarney against Meath. But no, of course it's going to be a big battle. It's probably going to come down to the wire. The last 5 minutes again normally decide ourselves in Westmeath, where normally we find ourselves up maybe a couple of points and then coming back snatching it. But no, we're training hard, and we'll do everything we can above to make a few, to try and get as close as we can to them and overtake them.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, Shane, thanks very much for taking the call, and best of luck against Westmeath at the weekend. Brian, your county's in bother and you've answered a call.
Yeah, I suppose that's the way to put it, Willie. Yeah, no, look, Joachim rang me Monday evening. Didn't have much time to think about it, but fair play to Joachim in particular, to stepping up to the mark. It's a mess. Let's not beat around the bush. It's an absolute mess. I spoke at length about it, or we did on Monday. I didn't expect it to happen. A couple of hours later that I'd be getting a phone call to get involved, but I suppose from the outset, there's no point me having a lot to say about Offaly hurling and then not be willing to roll up my sleeves and get involved and try and help out. So I suppose that's essentially what I am doing.
Yeah, fair play to you. Well, you're going to have to clear up one rumour that's doing the rounds anyways. Are you going to be playing, or are you going to be coaching? Because I've seen both unconfirmed. Well, no, coaching is confirmed, playing isn't.
Yeah, coaching is all I'm there for at the moment. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I know my day is done with hurling inter-county level. 3 years out of the game. It's moved on too much for me. I'm 36 now in 3 weeks' time. So no, I'd love to be able to roll back the clock and go back and get involved. Sure, you love it when you're there, but no, that's done for me. I had our first session last night with the players. And that was in my coaching capacity, so
very good.
Really enjoyed that.
Right. So how did that go? Like, can you change much coming in mid-season like that?
No, certainly not. But back to basics, I suppose, is first and foremost. At the end of the day, like, these are the best hurlers in Offaly, essentially, and we have to remind them of that and build up their confidence and build up team morale and as I said from the outset, and I'm making no bones about this, it was quite evident that they weren't hurling as a team, and there was no work ethic or team ethic. So, trying to work on that, and Joachim's big into that, obviously, and obviously we've Martin Bennett then involved, strength and conditioning guy, and I spoke to you before about him. He's involved with us with Coolary too. So,
Right.
just, without giving away any two secrets, but just get back and remind them of they've been training fierce hard, you know what I mean, since October, November. Just remind them how fit they are and get them to believe in themselves first and foremost, because when you're taking defeats like this and consistently and negative talk everywhere you go,
Yeah.
and no matter where you turn, and it even happens within your own family, even though they don't mean it, it obviously wears you down. You're only human, so it's important that we're positive where possible, but also that we get the key messages across. The players have to take responsibility, and they have acknowledged that, and their intensity has to improve, both on the training ground and hopefully on match day.
Right. Okay. So Joachim brings that kind of positivity and team ethic and all that type of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, Joachim's a positive type of guy. He's kind of a larger than life character, and he's very confident in his own ability. So he hurled for years himself for Offaly, into his late 30s, and same with the club, then into his 40s. So he believes in what he's doing, any team he gets involved in. So yeah, as I said, he's a great character as well as everything else, and very positive. But he laid down the law last night. The boys, the players know what the hell of them. It's in black and white, Willie. Sure, like, it's 2 games, 2 wins. That's what they need, essentially. And make no bones about it. We're still up against it. While it might be great that we're involved. Obviously, we think it's great, but they still have to perform. That's the first and foremost. They still have to get a win. And Antrim are going down to play Westmeath on Saturday. They're still in the hunt big time. Just because they lost the leash, they still beat Kerry. So they're still chasing down, trying to get promoted or get to the Joe McDonagh final first and foremost. So these are serious teams, and I've said this before, there's not in between any of these teams. So
yeah, there's not much between them. It's Kerry go to play Westmeath this weekend. In the statement, the county board said survival in the Joe McDonagh Cup competition in 2019 is essential for the long-term development of hurling in the county, and that's right. Like, I mean, there must be a lot of pressure in there, Brian. I know, like, it's a new management team, and maybe not for you, because, like, I mean, it's very hard to completely put a stamp on the team. But for the players themselves, like, I mean, this is like real backs to the wall stuff.
Yeah, and that's what you'd be hoping will come out. In them, it has to come out in their performance. And as I said, initially from our perspective, we have to see it in training, and a bit of bite to training, and a bit of bite to their hurling as well, and their intensity, as I said. So that's first and foremost. So we have to see that it's a clean slate in terms of the panel. Joachim brought in a couple of players as well. So there's about 36 guys in there at the moment. And they're going to be, every one of them has an equal and opportunity to try and make the team Saturday the week, because there's no one can say they have a jersey, because the performances over the last number of while, there's no one can say they can hold on to a jersey after those couple of performances. So that was laid out quite clear and open and honest. So anyone that's in there, to have 3 or 4 sessions to try and impress management. And look, that's the way it is. I think anyone that's ever been involved in these situations before would agree with that.
Right, okay. Like, obviously when new management comes in over a team, they usually have like a meeting with the players and to find out what went wrong, to maybe learn a little bit about what they're doing in the future. Did you get a chance to do that? I don't really necessarily want to
we had a meeting with players, of course, and obviously we speak to players individually as well. So obviously you have to learn from what went on, and you have to be cognizant of that fact that, as I said, they've been training a long time, and Kevin has done a huge amount of work and a lot of good work as well, and that has to be acknowledged. And as you said, but you've said this, Willie, a couple of times, the onus is back on the players now. They have to perform. The structures are being put there, and no matter what's asked of them, they have to do it now. And when they cross the white line without passing any buck or absolving any responsibility on my own shoulders or the management's shoulders, they have to perform Saturday week. And we saw it with Cork at the weekend. They were written off.
Yeah.
Final nail was nearly going into the coffin for Cork hurling, and what a difference a week makes. And it wasn't anything tactical. It was just a lot of it was built on their hunger, their work rate, their intensity, and I suppose we'll be looking for a reaction like that. As I said, we have good hurlers, and we get them out in the field. It's up to them then to perform and bring that to the table. Yeah,
because there are rumours coming out of Cork. That was the point I was making with you on Monday, that everything's not necessarily rosy in that garden. Do you know what I mean? So,
definitely not. And that rumour's been doing a while too. So yeah, people on the grapevine know that as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. To finish up here, Brian, it's the fourth. I was reading a stat. It's the fourth time in the last 10 years Offaly have appointed an interim manager at senior level mid-season. I think that might be hurling and football combined. That's unprecedented, really, because I can't remember too many counties that do that at all. So for 4 out of 10, almost half the years, it's a bizarre stat.
That's the word, bizarre. It certainly is, and you just the people of Offaly just get, I suppose, sick and tired of these situations, and we're hitting the headlines year on year for all the wrong reasons, and it is disappointing. But I suppose from that perspective, I can't really get bogged down in that at the moment. I've a hell of a lot of work ahead of me here over the next couple of weeks, trying to concentrate on the players, and But I agree with that, Willie. I'm not dismissing it. That needs to be sorted at board level, and the people of Offaly need to take account for what's happening year on year, and the same mistakes seem to be happening year on year. So it's very important that there is stability put in there and a structure put in place that as I said, we're not hitting these headlines for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Brian, thanks very much for taking the call for us.
Thanks, Willie.